Okay, so this could play out in two ways too. So in general, I do feel for female Taurus who are watching this, I believe you're in a situation in which you are being courted by somebody from your past. It could be a new person, but I do feel the energy is that it's somebody that you once, turned your back on, that you've once had to let it go because it was just too painful. They are coming back into your life, and they are trying to coax you, they're trying to court you, they're trying to woo you, and they're trying to tell you all these things. They're trying to tell you that they've changed and to give them another chance, okay? This could be a romantic love interest. It could be somebody that you were once, like in a friendship or in a work partnership with. It could also be an old job situation that you're thinking about going back towards. And from the beginning of the week, like even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, I do feel that you are very tempted. You are very tempted to jump in. And then this energy starts to dissipate towards the end of this week. And I would say, definitely go back to a situation if you must, because it has a lot of potential and the other party is sincere. So if it's a work project, it's important to like actually take this time and moving from the 21st, we are in the time of Taurus. So you're going to be sought after. You're going to be very dynamic. So people are going to want to be in your presence. They're going to try to lure you back. I don't feel there's malice involved in this situation with somebody from the past. It could also be like somebody who's very charismatic, somebody who's very charming. I feel that this could also apply to male Taurus as well. I feel that the energy is a little different. For male Taurus, this is something you've been contemplating for a really long time. So I do feel that you are going to go back to that situation. Um, as for male Taurus, I do feel there might be lingering attachments in your current situation that is preventing you from going back. Whereas with female Taurus, you don't have lingering attachments, but you don't entirely trust it, okay? So I would definitely say for this week, your intuition is a little off, and I would say that in general, the person has very good intentions and they are very sincere. They are going to offer you whatever it is that you want. So give it another chance. If it's a new project, definitely go for it because you don't have like a residual energy. I do see like fresh energy. So it's very conducive for stability and long-term commitments to in any aspect of your life. It could be work, friendships, or interpersonal relationships or family relationships as well. So give it another chance. I do feel that if it is a situation from the past where you might have felt like attacked, you might have felt like very guarded on the defense, and you might not like completely trust the other person, I would definitely say that, for some reason, I'm getting this feeling that your intuition might be a little off about your assessment of the situation in the past. So it's kind of like it tells me that your opinion or the way you thought, your perception of the way the situation unfolded might be a little bit biased, okay? So I want you to like really think about it, go through the process, like try to figure out what exactly happened, why that previous situation didn't work out. If it's a new energy, I do feel that you have to it's important for you to heed your intuition on this. I know a lot of you are might be a little fearful. I do feel that a lot of the female Taurus, you might be a little hesitant, and you are also very busy and occupied with other things, so you might not even like want to consider this opportunity. For male Taurus, I do feel you are ready, but you have like if it's an ex from the past, for example, you might have like a current girlfriend where that would prevent you from going back to the previous situation. If it's an employment issue from the past or an employment opportunity, you might like have promised somebody in the present that you're going to work with them or collaborate with them. So it's you're in like a sticky situation. So it's hard for you to go back fully. So either way, I would say the opportunity is there. So you have the choice to choose to either move on past it or go back to it, or seize the opportunity. But either way, I do feel that this week is the energy itself is very dynamic. Okay, so if this works out for you, then I would definitely say, in general, just overcome the fear, overcome the anxiety you have regarding the situation, and try to, give it another shot. Because I feel that you are going to be very successful, and if anything, it can resolve, situations too that you've been contending with for some time. Okay, so dispute resolution is the end result. If it's something that you don't want to go back to, at least you can get closure. Okay. Okay, so a lot of you might be dealing with this situation in which I feel that, with this victory card in the picture, it does indicate to me like financial success, also work success, and getting a lot of recognition, getting, a lot of very good reception. And I do feel that the way the cards are laid out, it's not so much work oriented, but I do feel it is love oriented. So a lot of you might be getting affection, especially Taurus men. You might be like very well received. You might be like very attractive and alluring and charismatic to the opposite sex. Okay, for women, what I do feel that for women, I do sense it is more work oriented, and it is achieving, I guess, like balance within your life to the work and the home sphere. So your public versus your private life, and I do feel that you're balancing them perfectly, and you're getting a lot of attention in the work front. Like you might be under consideration for a promotion, and I do feel that if that is the case, you are going to land it this month. So not to worry. So in general, let me just summarize so that it makes a little more sense. I do feel that for men in general, you are getting a lot of good reception from the opposite sex, or from the gender that you are dating. For women in general, I do feel that you are getting a lot of success on the work front, so there might be like differences there. One other thing I would advise is with these two cards coming in, I do feel that there might be like a little bit of frustration, a little bit of maybe even jealousy, like jealousy from the partners that you're dealing with, because you are getting the attention. Okay, there might also be a situation in which a lot of you might be stepping out of your current relationship, and you are, really happy with the other person that you're with, but you know that you can't be with them long term. So that could be potentially how one situation could play out, okay? Or you are attracted to a person who is emotionally unavailable. So this could go for Taurus male and female. You might come into contact with somebody who is, either in a relationship, who is married, but you are very drawn to them, and you're going to quickly realize that you can't entertain the delusion of being with them because they're just not going to be available for you to date. So it's best to come to terms with it. Okay. Another thing I would say is, especially for Taurus men, I do feel that your ability to really, operate on the love front is going to be stunted this week, mainly because you are not making you're not discerning enough, you're not objective enough, and you're not going to be able to make the best decisions when it comes to like fleeting infatuations, when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to like who to date. And the overall energy here is that you don't really have all the information that you need. People might I feel that you're gravitating, Taurus men especially, you're gravitating towards the wrong people to date, okay? So you're not really assessing where they're coming from, their, I guess, relationship status. You're diving in head first, which I would, strongly warn you about just because the way the cards are laid out. For Taurus women, I would say that, you are going to get a lot of attention too on the work front, on the private front, and, in the love front as well. You appear very attractive, very well received, very knowledgeable, and you have like this very, fine-tuned screening process, so you can weed out the liars and the people who are not as sincere, and you have full information. Okay, so it is pretty good to be a Taurus woman this week. But as a result, you're going to quickly realize that somebody that you like, that you might be like a little infatuated with, they are not all that they seem to be, okay? So it could be a situation in which you were with them, for through thick and thin. They make it big and then they move on to somebody else. It might be one of those situations. So unfortunately, I do see that it's kind of like riches to glory, and then they find somebody else that is more suitable for them in their field. So that could be one situation in which things can play out. So it is very important for for all Taurus to especially be a little more discerning, and to really take a step back this week, because I don't feel that you are operating at your best and you're making the best decisions right now when it comes to love and relationships. You might be a little clouded, okay? So keep that in mind. And I do feel in general, this week might be a little jarring and you might not get the expectations, or you might not get what you expect out of it, okay? So these two cards do indicate to me like emotional strife, emotional upheaval, and unhappiness, like dissatisfaction, okay? Just let this week go, and hopefully next week will get better, okay?